The word value gets tossed around a lot these days, but what does it even really mean? Well, if you were to ask a lot of people, they'd say it means you have to be a celebrity and have a Ferrari or something like that. But actually, while those things are nice, you can convey a ton of value just from you. Just from your words, just from your actions, your eye contact, those types of things. In fact, every time you're interacting with someone, you can convey yourself as a high-value individual without anything extra at all. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to show you right now is an interaction I had recently with a very attractive girl. And I didn't step out of a Ferrari. I didn't have a bunch of social proof. I mean, I was dressed in a t-shirt, sweatpants, and pink shoes for God's sake. But nonetheless, through my behaviors, she could tell that I was a high-value individual, and she responded well to it. So let's check it out right now. Excuse me. You look so like low-key fashionable. I love it. So here I open with a compliment, but the most important thing to notice is that I'm pretty laid back about it. I don't seem tense. I don't seem stressed. I'm pretty relaxed and conversational about it. I'm not making a big deal about it. I'm not nervous and jittery like, oh my God, Your Highness, you're the hottest girl. All right, a lot of guys make a big deal about meeting a girl. If you've talked to a lot of hot girls, if you're used to having beautiful girls in your life, it's not as big of a deal for you. So even though I am opening with a compliment, which you might even say is giving my value away, and it kind of does a little bit, the manner in which I'm speaking is a high-value, relaxed manner.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. So that's great. She says, thank you so much. I go, you're welcome so much. Which is a little bit sing-song, a little bit teasing on her, but mostly it's relaxed in the moment. A lot of guys, when they approach a girl, they're so focused on what they want to say, so focused on getting their routine out, they're so in their head, they're not actually responding to the girl in the moment. They're not loose, they're not relaxed, they're not fluid. So while this isn't the most witty comment in the world, the fact that I'm relaxed enough and paying attention enough and present enough to say it actually does convey that I'm high value and relaxed. I can't stay long, but I'm actually incredibly intrigued. Because you have like Olympian on the bottom and like socialite on the top. Yeah, who are you? This is coming from a different definition of value, but it is a form of value as well. See, when you're talking to girls, there's two forms of communication. There's communication that takes value and communication that gives value. Typically, if you're asking a girl a lot of questions, you're not providing your own unique input to the conversation. You're asking her to provide her unique input. You're trying to take value from the conversation. When you give your unique perspectives, your unique opinions, your unique take on the world, you are sharing with her your personality and you are offering value. So this is a different form of value. When you talk about conveying value or being a high value guy, it's a different thing. However, if you are offering value to the conversation will go much more smoothly and you will have a much better quality interaction. So it doesn't strictly fall under the scope of, is this a high status guy? But if you can have a good conversation with the girl, she will be feeling good emotions and that will make her feel better about you overall. And it does qualify under a scope of value that I talk about a lot, so I did want to mention it in this video.
Huh?
Who are you?
Who am I? You didn't recognize me, you didn't see me on TV?
No. This is what we call a hot girl shit test. In this moment, however the man responds is going to convey a lot about himself. Most of the time, a guy is going to be either nervous or reactive here. If you can be relaxed in the face of a shit test, if you can maintain your idea that you are a high status person and she's not like on a pedestal, you're going to do very, very well here. So let's see how I respond.
I'm joking.
Sorry, I'm American.
Nice Even if you had where are you from?
That's your name?
Yeah.
Similar to. So we've had to cut out her name here and therefore the joke relating to her name here for privacy purposes. But basically, I made a wordplay based on her name and also an indication that she might be a little bit devious or dangerous. So what I did essentially is I took something in the moment and I flirted with it. And this is another indicator of value potentially. Most men, when they're around an attractive woman, become very nervous and they usually default to being very safe, and they also default to being very platonic, not making things man to woman, not teasing, not taking risks. The fact that I'm willing to take a risk, the fact that I'm willing to do something that risks her potentially getting offended actually indicates that talking to an attractive girl is not such a big deal for me. So this is a very important thing to do. It's something I will actually go out of my way to do early on when the girl is particularly attractive, even if it's not related to her and me. Oftentimes I'll go out of my way to say something sort of controversial or impolite, even if it's not related to us, early in the conversation, to just indicate that I'm not walking on eggshells around her, and it tends to be very, very effective. I'm Todd, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am
What's your name again?
Todd, T-O-D-D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Oh, nice. I was there last week.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And you didn't come say hi to me. I'm a little sad. Now, obviously I'm kidding here. I wouldn't expect a total stranger to come say hi to me. But the fact that I'm willing to take on a cocky and arrogant frame, and the fact that I would even imply that someone might come and say hi to me, it does show a certain level of fun, number one, but also a level that I treat myself as a high value person, and I'm at least adopting the frame, whether she's going to take it or not, that I am the prize and she would want to chase me, she would want to visit me. Now, obviously, I'm kidding, but she's put in the situation to either accept the frame or not accept the frame, either of which is being reactive to me. So when you do things that sort of rile things up, when you do things that instigate, you put the girl in a situation to potentially become reactive, which can be a good thing. That's fine. I was in Amsterdam anyway, but still, I'm a little sad you didn't look me up. And here so far, I've name dropped 2 cities that are not the city we're in. I've name dropped New York and Amsterdam. So I'm indicating to her that I travel, but I'm not bragging. I'm not saying I travel a lot. I'm very cool. I'm like, oh yeah, I was in this city the other day. I'm from this city. That sort of thing. It's more woven into the conversation. And when you do convey the high value details of your life, you want to convey them as a natural part of the conversation, not as something you crowbarred in there or tried to throw in to impress her. And you certainly don't want to go out of your way to make it sound like you're bragging. Where are you from? You're not from...
I'm from...
Gotcha. Yeah, because you have the little accent, a little bit of extra...
Yeah, really.
So here, another risk, another example of making it a little more personal. Again, it's something that she could find offensive, something that's a little bit polarizing, and something that most guys won't do because they're playing it too safe. I'm also making it clear this interaction is a man-to-woman interaction, which aside from value is something that's absolutely necessary in this type of interaction. Extra spice in the way you talk.
Spicy.
Fair enough. What are you up to today? Obviously shopping. And note her reaction. These are not funny jokes. These are not really clever things I'm doing, but she laughs. Why? Because nervous tension. When you're around high-value people, when you're being put on the spot, there's a tendency to blush and laugh and have those kinds of reactions.
Yeah, I was shopping. I'm just visiting. Yeah, smart working from here. Just met some friends. Yeah.
All right.
You
So,
living here?
Some of the time. Mostly I'm New York. I'm setting up a little office for my business here and then in Amsterdam. So,
What do you do?
what do I do? Investing mostly.
Investing?
Mostly, yeah.
In what?
Lately, I have some stuff in crypto. I've been buying a lot of farmland recently, just wherever I think the opportunity is, to be
Okay.
fair. Yeah. So this is something that will come up a lot. Girls will ask you what you do for a living, and there's a right and a wrong way to say it. Obviously, everybody has different jobs, so what you say you do for a living should reflect what you actually do for a living. But there are ways to say it that sound like you're trying to impress them, and there are ways to say it that sound like you're being very casual. Notice here that I seem kind of like almost bored by the conversation. I'm giving her good details. I'm giving her a high value answer, but it's more like, yeah, okay, here's the answer, not a big deal. However, the answer is calculated to make me come off as a successful person. I'm looking like someone that I'm kind of like blasé about the work I do. I'm not too wrapped up in it, but it is stuff that is attractive. It is stuff that does convey that I'm successful in life. And that's how you want things to come across, right? Like let's say, for example, if you were a doctor, you want to be like, I'm a doctor and that's a really important job because I get paid well and I save people's lives. That's all true, but that's not how you want to say it. Right? Instead, you want to be like, oh yeah, I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon. Like it's no big deal. You give your title, that's it. But not like I'm trying to impress you with it. And by the way, cardiothoracic surgeon is probably a lot more impressive than just saying doctor anyway. So you said a more impressive thing, but you said it in a much more laid back, chill, not try hard way. And if she wants to ask more about it, she absolutely can. And by the way, in case you're wondering, every bit of this biography is actually accurate and true. Like not super glamorous, but you know, it makes the cash register turn over, so to speak, as far as it goes. And there I'm even being humble about it. It's like I'm almost embarrassed by how uncool this is, even though I know that I said it in a cool way. Fair enough.
How old are you?
How old am I? How do I look?
35?
35?
35.
Yeah, I know what you said. That's a good guess. You guess way closer than most people do. Most people guess me super, super young. But so thank you. Thank you for guessing close to my normal age and sophistication. I don't have any, only plastic, unfortunately, sorry. I just turned 40 actually. So thank you. I'm glad you think I look like young and elegant. Okay, so there's a few different things there. Number one, how did I handle the age thing? I took it as a compliment. Like she's interested in me, and then I said, thank you, I'm glad you thought I was young and elegant. So I didn't take it as a challenge, are you too old for me? Even though she's quite a bit younger than I am very clearly. I took it as, oh, she's interested, and then, oh, she's complimenting me by what she said. So it's called a misinterpretation. I misinterpreted it as a compliment. Second thing, which is a subtle thing you might not notice, is how I dealt with the homeless person coming in asking for money. That can be a very awkward situation for a lot of guys in a situation where they're talking to a girl. Because you don't want to come off like an asshole, but you also don't come off like a pushover. And so just handling it quickly and succinctly and getting it over with. Getting the awkward moment done with actually shows, number one, it moves the conversation along nicely, but number two, it shows that you can handle yourself in the world, and that is another honest signal of value. And yourself?
24.
24?
Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
Next week.
I like that you're still like you know how little kids always are like, they're always trying to make it up, and then like women are always trying to make it younger. You're the first woman in her 20s or up that actually said almost 24 instead of like trying to like, lie and make it 3 years younger. So this is a great tease, and it's also a tease with a very, very attractive girl where I'm not comparing her to highly sexual things, right? I'm comparing her to older women and or silly little girls that have no sexual power, but not in the middle, right? And I am pointing out that what she does is a little unusual or ridiculous. So again, I'm having fun, I'm loose, I'm relaxed, and I'm kind of putting her on the spot with the tease, all of which are things that high value guys do and nervous low value guys do not do. So I appreciate that. So what are you doing right this exact second? Just like waiting for transport or? So this next little segment isn't going to be so much about value. It's more just about logistics. It's more just about figuring out, am I going to take this girl on a date right now, or I'm going to take her number and take her on a date later? Things are going well so far. She's reacting to me. She's smiling. She's giggling. She's responding. So there's no reason to think it's not going well. There's no reason not to start moving this towards making plans.
No, actually, I'm just figuring out. I go back to the hotel, and I meet some friends. We will see. Like I'm just.
Fair enough. How do you feel about a quick international drink? I can't stay super long. I think I have to meet friends later, but I would have one drink with an elegant friend potentially. So since she doesn't seem to have plans, I'm going to go for plans right here and now. So the biggest thing in that is what I call the false time constraints, where I've said I can't stay super long. I can have one quick drink. That's two things. Number one, it's not heavily invested, it's not super bought in, which is a high value thing. But secondly, I'm taking a lot of pressure off the plans and making it a lot easier for her to say yes to them.
Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna go meet a girlfriend now. Okay. But if you want it, we can connect on Instagram. You're gonna stay here for like, what do you do later, like tonight?
So here I was a little surprised she suddenly had plans now. And looking back at it, I think what she meant when she said, I don't know my plans, I think she meant I'm meeting up with my friends, but I don't know what we're gonna do later, right? So that's kind of the way it went. But she immediately goes to actually closing me. She says, we can connect on Instagram, what are you doing later? These are buying questions. These are her essentially closing me for future plans, which is definitely the position you wanna be in overall. I might be out tonight. Yeah, we'll see, I'll let you know. I'm here for the rest of the week and then I come back. And then, very casual. I might be out tonight. We'll see. I'll let you know. Like, I'm not that excited about it. This is a normal thing for me. It's not a big deal. I'm used to talking to people like her. She's of the ilk of my normal friends, so I'm not all like, heart pounding in the chest. It's okay. It's just a girl. Somewhat regular. You actually do, is this your home base or is it still your home base?
Currently, I'm based in, but I want to move to the U.S.
To the U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to move to.
We'll get in touch. I'll help you out. If you go New York, LA, Vegas, or Miami, if you go one of those four, I can help you out.
Yeah.
Anywhere else, I don't know shit. And that's a little high status, humble brag, right? If you go to one of these four cities, which happen to be the coolest, most high status cities in the country, if you're one of those, I know the way around, I can help you out. Otherwise, I'm useless. But if you go to one of those, maybe I can help you out. Also, I mentioned, oh yeah, we'll get in touch, right? Not, hey, can I have your phone number? It's assumed that we're gonna get in touch. It's assumed we're gonna exchange phone numbers. It's a much better way to go than, maybe could I please get your phone number? Which is how most guys would ask. Those four.
I was there last month. I've been everywhere. Like I've been in Miami, because my girlfriend lives there. And then I went to Colorado, Utah.
You went skiing or snowboarding or something? What'd you do?
No, I went
just cuz?
Road trip.
By the way, you have the most expressive face, just so you know. Like, yeah.
It's a good thing.
And notice her reaction. It's a good thing, nervous giggle, right? That means I have value. That's showing that she's reacting to me. She's concerned about how I'm perceiving her. That's the position you want to be in. Yeah.
It's a good thing?
It makes you not boring. I think you. That comment doesn't specifically have to do with value. I just thought the conversation was getting a little boring and I wanted to spice it up. So I threw in a little teasing line just to have an emotional spike, just to make sure the conversation wasn't getting boring. But it's worth noting. It's a good little addition to the conversation. I think you might not be a very good liar because I'd see it in your face.
Yeah.
But like other than that, yeah, it's not too bad. Fair enough. Okay. I'll take your number. I'll hit you up on WhatsApp or whatever.
Yeah.
There we go.
You don't have Instagram?
I don't do Instagram. I found it way too addictive.
Really?
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have Instagram? That's
no,
weird.
it was a huge distraction. I was like, no, I don't need this. Yeah. So some people might think not having Instagram is a low value thing. And it certainly could be taken that way. If you don't have Instagram because you're unpopular and have no friends, and that's why you're not on there, then it's a low value thing. But if you don't have Instagram because you're a serious entrepreneur and successful and you don't have time for that shit, that's a different story entirely. And you'll see in a second, even though she very much likes Instagram and suggested it, she's absolutely fine with me not having Instagram, and she actually agrees that it's a waste of time in just a second.
All right.
I like to do my life here. Actually, add it as a normal contact. Let's do it this way. Contact, add. So what is your actual business? We didn't get there. I know you're like elegant and have a good sense of humor, but I don't know anything else. I mean, you could be anything from a banker to a spy.
To a spy. Everybody says like I'm a Russian spy with this.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
When I put this outfit.
Hiding stuff under the overcoat?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you can send me a WhatsApp.
Perfect, sounds good.
How do I save you?
I will put you, hang on.
I do.
I'm sure we're gonna have to cut out a lot of her answer to this for confidentiality reasons, but the important thing for you to see here is what I'm doing, which is what we call qualifying her or evaluating her, right? So her just being a pretty face is not enough to impress me. I actually wanna find out about her. I wanna know if she's someone I like. I want to actually like her for a reason beyond just her looks, which for very beautiful women is unusual. It's unusual for men to screen them. It's unusual for men to challenge them and ask these kind of questions.
All right, yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Todd
perfect.
How?
Todd Howe.
Todd US.
Todd US, sure. Todd New York, Todd US, Todd amazing, charming man, whatever you like. So here, not the biggest deal, but number one, I'm relaxed. I don't care how she puts me in her phone, but also I'm taking on an arrogant frame. I'm pointing out that it's a man-to-woman interaction again. It's just showing a little bit of confidence, continuing to take those risks that I've been taking throughout the interaction. However you remember me is totally fine. Yeah, let me know what you end up to tonight. I think I'm busy with friends for a few hours, but then later in the evening I should be free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What's
pleasure.
your plan, more or less?
That little subtle hint, the idea of I'm busy with friends for a few hours, but later I should be free. Most guys, if they met a girl this attractive, they'd be dropping everything for her. What can I do? When can I hang out with you? She's like, yeah, I'm busy with friends for a little bit. I should be free after that, right? Having a life outside of the girl is very attractive to the girl. Grab a quick drink, go find a party. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll be good.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll
Nice
let you
to
know.
meet you.
As
Ciao.
well.
Ciao, ciao.
And then the fact that I'm pretty relaxed about my plans is also good as well. So that's the end of the interaction. As you can see, it's not one big boastful thing or one big mega move that I did that attracted her, but it's a series of little things that convey who I am, that convey that I'm non-needy as opposed to needy, that I'm fun and relaxed as opposed to tense, that convey that I have things to say as opposed to asking for everything from her, that convey that I have a successful life but I'm not trying to brag about it, that convey that I understand about going out and having fun and it's not a big deal to me. All of these little subtle things add up to an overall presentation that's very good and lets her see me as high value, even though visually I'm not necessarily the most high value guy, not just in terms of how I'm dressed, but also because of, I'm not literally even that attractive, but I still come off as a high value guy because of the way I carry myself. So I hope you enjoyed that breakdown. If you want to see the full interaction, including the texting that led to her meeting up with her afterwards, I've just included it in my course Value Masterclass, where I talk about this and all the different elements of value. I go incredibly deep on this topic. Most guys have tons of issues with value, which is why I created this course in the first place. And if you get it now, there's actually a huge discount on it. So check it out at the link, and hopefully I'll see you inside. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have questions about this, and I'll see you on the next video.